Hi, pet lovers. How are your dogs doing? So a client reached out to me and she said her dog was having diarrhea and was vomiting. So I asked the necessary questions. Then I inquired about what the dog has eaten earlier. Then she told me that she gave the dog cake from the cake she was eating. Then I asked why. She acted surprised because she was like, "This is what I was eating," so I decided to give it to my dog. So I had to further, go into discussions with her into what the dog should eat and what the dog shouldn't eat. So this is what brings us to today's topic: food you should be careful with when feeding your dogs. And we're going to divide this topic into different sections. Today we're going to talk about the fruits and the vegetable. Fruits you should be careful with when feeding your dog. Number one is avocado. Avocado, though it's a healthy fat for we humans, but it is too high in fat for dogs. And besides, it contains pectins, which can cause diarrhea and vomiting. And avocado pits can also go and cause some intestinal obstructions. Though if you feed avocado in small quantity, it could be safe for your dog, but I will advise you stay clear of avocado totally. Then citrus like lemon, orange, lime is considerably safe when you give them in small quantities, but it's not something that you should make as regular part of your diet, as they contain essential oils that can also cause gastrointestinal irritations. Then cherry. Yes, the flesh of cherry is considerably safe, but the leaves, the stem, it's toxic to this dog. And in as much as the flesh is safe, they can also be swallowed by a pup, wholesome, and cause blockage on the airway, which can lead to choking hazard. So it is better and safer to not to feed your dogs cherry. Grape and the dried form, which is resin, they are potentially toxic to dog as they can cause kidney failure. So it is better not to feed your dog grape. And it's even as bad as any food or drink that contains grape. You should avoid giving it to your dogs. Then again, white berries. Yes, some berries can be considerably safe, but it is better to be safe than to say sorry. So it's better you avoid feeding your dogs white berries. Tomato, scientifically, it is a fruit. To our chef, it is a vegetable. But is tomato safe for our dogs to eat? Well, if this tomato is fully ripened, that's the red fleshy part of the tomato, yes, it is considered safe for your dogs to eat. But the green part of the plant, it is not safe because it contains solanine, which is toxic to your dogs. Like I always say, all of these fruits and vegetables that have, but in it is better to stay clear of it. If you must feed it to your dog, you should be extremely careful that you are feeding the actual part that is safe for your dogs to eat. Mushroom. It is better to avoid feeding your dogs mushroom. Though, yes, it's only a fraction of mushrooms that are highly poisonous to your dogs. And let us know that these fractions that are poisonous to our dogs are highly toxic. It is even tricky to identify mushrooms, even by experts. So it is better you stay clear of mushrooms. Then onions. You should never feed your dog onion flakes, or any food that contains onions. In fact, any food that contains any plant from the allium family. Onions, leeks, garlic, and chives, because they contain a compound that destroys red blood cells. The most dangerous of them all is your garlic. Please avoid feeding your dog garlic. Onions, chives, leeks. You should avoid giving your dogs fruit with seed. For example, apple, apricot, plum, because this seed contains cyanogenic compound and can also cause blockage and intestinal obstruction. Even if we must give these fruits to our dogs, we should make sure that we remove the seed. For example, apple is safe and good for your dogs, so you have to serve them sliced in smaller portions, and you have to remove the seeds. Then pepper, hot chili, it's not really toxic, but it can cause irritation, inflammation, and diarrhea. Then your corn is safe, it's good to eat, but make sure you remove it from the cob because the cob can cause obstruction. Nuts like macadamia nuts, this is, will I say, most poisonous food you can ever give your dog. So these nuts are very poisonous. They can cause increase in temperature in your dog. They can cause inability to walk, lethargy. They can even go as far as causing some nervous issues to your dog. So it's better to stay off and never feed your dog macadamia nuts. Black walnuts too, they're also toxic to your dog. Though nuts like pecans, almonds, they're not toxic, but it's better you avoid them. There are other safer nuts you can also feed your dogs too, but these particular ones you have to avoid them totally. Is there any fruits, vegetables, and nuts you are confused about whether you should feed your dog or not? Drop it in the comment section. Let's talk about it in my next video. See you guys on our next video. Bye.